Hi, I'm McKinley White, and today I'm going to be showing you how to properly sterilize dental instruments. The first step is following all safety protocols. Since these are dirty instruments, they've been in people's mouths, you're going to need safety glasses to protect your eyes, you're going to need a lab coat to protect your clothes and anything flying up on you, and you're also going to need gloves. Now that we've met all the safety precautions, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to throw away all the disposables on the tray. And that's going to be your cotton rolls, it's going to be your sponges, any dental floss remaining on the tray, that's going to be your Profi Angle and your Profi Angle paste, and the suction tip. Now that we've gotten rid of all the disposables on the tray, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put them all through the ultrasonic cleaner to remove any organic debris and any big stuff stuck to the instrument before we actually put it through the sterilizer. And to do that, you're going to first get out the basket of the ultrasonic cleaner, and we're going to put it in the sink. And the first thing we're going to do is put the mirrors in, because you have to be careful with these as to not scratch them. You're going to need to put them on one side of the basket facing the same direction so that you don't, when they're running through the ultrasonic cleaner, they don't scratch the surface of each other. And then you're going to put all of your other hand instruments on the other side of the basket, because these are sharpened and could also scratch the mirrors. And you're going to want to put each instrument in a groove of the tray. And once you've done that, you're going to put it back in the ultrasonic cleaner. And you're going to set your time. We're going to do 30 minutes for this. While the instruments are running through the ultrasonic cleaner, we're going to take care of the rest of the tray. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the instrument tray and put it in the sink, as well as the scaling tip, which we couldn't run through the ultrasonic cleaner due to its size. We're going to take a surface disinfectant and thoroughly spray this down. Make sure you get both sides of the tray. And we're going to let that sit on there for just a minute. While that's sitting there, we'll get rid of the paper, and we're going to wipe down the tray with a disinfecting wipe. And when you do this, you got to be extra careful, because you got to get all the sides of this. This was sitting near where the dentist was working, and there could be any kind of spit could have flown up on it, so you're going to have to get all the sides, get all the crevices, even where you wouldn't think you'd normally have to clean. You have to completely disinfect the tray. Make sure you get all the edges up under here. Now that these have had the disinfectant on them for the required 2 minutes, we're going to take a sterile instrument brush and we're going to finish by thoroughly brushing off all the surfaces of these two things before we put them in the autoclave to sterilize fully. We're going to place them, and after we take them out of the sink, we're going to place them on a sterile wipe as well. Make sure you get in between each groove on the tray. And then make sure you get down each side. Just every surface that there could be anything, and you need to make sure you scrub it out so that there's no organic material left on it before it goes into the autoclave. And don't forget to get the back side of it as well, that's important. Now that we've removed all the organic debris and scrubbed these down, we're going to first rinse this off, make sure there's no disinfectant left on it before we put it in the autoclave to sterilize. Now we're going to take it over here, and this is the autoclave. This is what we're going to use to sterilize these instruments. And we're just going to put it in this cloth here, and fold the cloth back over it, and then just slide the tray back in. Now that's ready to go. Next, we're going to clean off the scaling tip, wipe it off one last time before we put it in these pouches right here. And we're going to just slip it in here. There's just this little film you put it into. Make sure it's down in there, and then peel off the adhesive and just fold it over. It'll have most of them have perforations that you just fold it down. Make sure it's sealed well. And we're going to put this in, but one thing I'm going to point out first is that most of these have color indicators on them, right? Like this one has a pink color, and once this has been properly sterilized, this will be brown. So that's something to take note of. And we're just going to put this in a different tray and just do the same thing. Just put it in under the cloth and fold it back over. Now that's ready to go. Okay. Now that the ultrasonic cleaner is finished its 30-minute cycle, we're going to put these in the autoclave as well. First thing we're going to do is take the basket out, and we're going to rinse off these instruments very well, because it's not good to get the ultrasonic solution into your autoclave. Be careful not to poke yourself, because a lot of these are very sharp. Once they've been rinsed off, you're going to want to wipe them down with the wipe one more time, just to make sure that you don't get a whole lot of moisture into the pouch that we're going to put these in, which is right here. And you're going to, once again, you're going to want to do your hand instruments separate from your mirrors. So we're going to put the hand instruments into this one. We're just going to close this up the same way we did the other one. Just peel off the adhesive and fold it down. There we go. Just fold it down. And we're going to put this in the autoclave as well. Now, if it's in the pouch, you don't have to put it in a cloth, but you are going to want to make sure that this is face down when you put it in there. And we're just going to do the same thing with the mirrors. Make sure there's not too much moisture on there. And the reason we're doing that is it could, depending on how long they sit after they've been in the autoclave, it could make it more prone for the instruments to rust. They'll still be sterile, but you just don't want a lot of water left over in the pouch afterwards. Peel off the adhesive on this one too. Fold it over again. Make sure it's tight. And then take it, and once again, I'm just gonna place it face down on another tray. And now we're ready to start the autoclave. Alright, now that we're ready to sterilize our instruments, the first thing we need to do is make sure we know what temperature and the time we're going to need to run these for. Now, every autoclave is going to be a little bit different, so we looked up our manual and we found this page right here. This is going to show you, this is your typical page. It's going to show you the time and whatnot. Our material is going to be wrapped instruments, and we're going to cold start it. So we're going to need to get it to a temperature of 273, and we're going to need to run it for 20 minutes. And now, to do this, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this to fill water. We're going to watch this, and we're going to wait. Every autoclave is going to be a little bit different, but for ours, this line right here, this little indentation, is the fill line. And once the water gets to here, we're going to turn the knob to steam, which I'll show you in a minute once the water gets up to the proper level. Alright. Now that it's there, we turn this down to steam. And now we're going to close the autoclave. Alright. And we're going to turn it to 20 minutes. And we have this preset, but you're going to want to make sure this is your thermostat. And for ours, way you turn it till this red arrow here is at 273. So that's the temperature that this is going to heat up until it gets to 273. Now that the autoclave has finished its cycle, we're going to first turn the dial from steam to exhaust heat. This is going to allow the pressure and temperature to drop to an appropriate level where we can open the door. Just have to give this a few moments, and there's going to be, and depending on autoclave, there's going to be a different spot where it's going to release this temperature and the heat and the pressure inside of it. For this one, it's right here, so you're going to want to be very careful not to have anything sitting above this. Just know where the exhaust is, where it lets out the pressure. And once, as you can see here, the temperature and pressure is going down. And you're going to want to wait till it gets completely to zero before you open it. Alright, now that it's gotten down to zero, now there's going to be, when you open this, some steam's going to come out, and you want to be very careful to not have anything around this or not have any people near it when you open this, because you can easily scald yourself very badly. You're going to want to open it very carefully. See, that was some of the pressure just was let off. And you're going to be very careful and just let it vent for a little while. We're going to let it sit like this for a couple minutes, and then we're going to take it out. We've given these a few minutes to cool off. Still being cautious, we're going to pull them out, and one by one we're going to set them in the tray over here, and make sure that obviously this is a sterile tray as well. And as you can see here, like I said, the red/pink indicator here has turned brown, and that's how we can tell that these are properly sterilized. And now these are all ready to be used on another patient. These are completely sterilized.